So good morning and welcome to another vlog, a very sunny vlog. The sun's actually come out finally. We actually had a huge rainstorm yesterday throughout the whole day. Where we live now, the weather seems to be really temperamental, which I really love. So like one minute it can be super sunny and the next minute the rain just kind of pours in. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Philippines because the weather was always super crazy, especially during rainy season. You never quite knew what the day was going to bring. And now living here, it's kind of like, have you ever seen the film Twilight? I feel like I live in Forks. Like the weather's just always like a permanent mist or permanent fog, or there's like always rain clouds, and it's, you know, it's very rare that the sun comes out, but it's beautiful when it does. So as I mentioned lots of times before, Kev is now officially working. He's a working guy, we both are. So we kind of almost tag team parental control and parental responsibilities. So on the weekends, I'm usually left completely alone, which can be super difficult, especially when you have to take care of 3 children all by yourself. And I don't see him until like Sunday evening, really.
It's nearly winter.
It is nearly winter. It is nearly winter. Autumn is definitely here, and winter will be on its way, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. So it can be super difficult, but I try and make sure that we use the time to the best of our abilities. Another little fact, I don't actually drive, so taking the kids out and about is slightly more restricted until either Kev's about or I can either like find a bus somewhere. So despite limited resources, I do try and make the most of where we are. We always kind of have little routines or stuff that we really enjoy doing. I did show little pieces and glimpses of that in a past vlog where we usually kind of go to the library every weekend. We've got to do that. I picked up Oslo a coat from Vinted. I've got to do that. And we probably should have got him a coat a little bit earlier on because it is starting to get very chilly. So I've got to pick up a coat. I've got to go to the library and return their books. And we've also maybe got a park date on the cards. Let's see. You got all your library books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very heavy.
They're heavy. So hopefully you can hear me over the washing machine. But if you tuned into last week's vlog, you would have seen me making this exact bread recipe. It is actually a bread recipe, and it makes the most fantastically delightful, delicious focaccia in the world. So I will link to the recipe in the description box below because it's not my own recipe, it is actually another creator's recipe. It is fantastic. I really would literally fight you to try it because it's amazing, and it's also become a little bit of like a weekend ritual. I usually make like 1 to 2 loaves and they really don't last very long. I didn't actually get any footage of the finished loaf last week because everybody ate it quite quickly, but yeah, it seems to be like a new morning ritual routine sort of thing for us, is to make some fresh homemade bread. So it's getting a little bit later on in the morning now, and we're going to head off and do some errands and go down into the town. So definitely feeling the winter breeze. It is very cold up here. even compared to when we were living down in Essex. Essex seems to be a bit of a warm pocket in the country because it's slightly inland. So it's never as cold in Essex as it is in other places north of the country. But here where we are now, it's freezing. My hands are all numb. We're trying really hard to quickly kind of put together some winter wardrobes because our Philippines wardrobes haven't really stood the test against the weather here in England. And literally we all had literally just shorts, dresses, really light, easy things to wear when it gets super sticky and humid. And now, now we have to deal with freezing cold, potentially snow this year, we don't know yet. And it's been a massive kind of shock at just how cold it can get here. So we're about halfway down the road and I just noticed, what have you done? Look at your shoes.
What?
Why have you got two different shoes on?
So the other one was like clicking off every time.
So in the town there's a lovely little toy shop. We actually got a lot of Oslo's birthday presents from here, and because Christmas is coming up I need a little few ideas. That is not what you're getting, sir. We need a few ideas on what we're getting for Christmas this year, because this year I'm actually quite stumped. So we just picked up some little cakes from one of the bakeries. It's a really kind of reasonably priced bakeries. Here where we live, we either have like super expensive things or like really affordable things. So I went for the really affordable decision today, proper like old school, old fashioned English cake shop. So the kids are just kind of having a little bit of a calm down time. They're eating their cakes. We've just been to the library. Picked up a few little bits that I will show you from the charity shops. The charity shops around here are really, really good. Sometimes they're hit and miss. Usually they're really good. So I picked up a few extra little things from there as well that I'll show you when we get back. And we're just relaxing in the autumn sunshine today. Some lunch and they're watching a movie. We're just kind of settling down. It is getting so cold. I've had to put on the cozy socks, so they are on the feet, and I'm just going to quickly show you what we got from town. So firstly, we got the parcel from Vinted. I love Vinted. I've used it for all their coats. I've even got like this dress is Vinted. Vinted, if you're not aware, is like it's like an online charity shop or thrift shop if you're American, or oh my god, I can't remember the Filipino word for it, but we tried doing that in the Philippines as well. But I love getting secondhand clothing because with kids, clothes don't last because they just grow all the time, and you can get really good brands, so like M&S, Zara, Next for like so much cheaper than normal. So I usually do tend to opt for like Zara or M&S. Sometimes Next. I think this is from, oh, this is from Two. So this is Sainsbury's brand, which also their clothes are pretty decent. A lot of the ones I get, I think this is Two as well. So I got Oslo this like puffer coat, really nice, clean. It's a lovely colour. It's like a kind of sage green. So now they all have very thick, puffy jackets, all ready for winter. This is what I mean by having to really wrap up warm up here. You really have to kind of bundle up in lots and lots of layers because it's so cold. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think this was like £4 from Vinted without the postal charges, so that was a bargain. And if you didn't know, it's also coming up to Halloween. So at Elwyn's school, they're doing a Halloween party before half term, so they have to dress up. I don't have any Halloween dress up clothes. I don't have any dress up clothes, full stop. Our kids don't really like dress up. Harry was really the only one that ever did that. So I got her this, I don't really know what it is. It's like a cobweb bat dress. Anyway, it'll do the trick, and that was £3 from the charity shop. It might be a little bit too big for her. I hope it's not. Otherwise, I really don't know what I'll do because it's coming up quite quickly. But she has a dress all ready for Halloween, and then it's just Oslo to think about. And then lastly, I picked up some more yarn. My stash is ever growing, so I got a couple of pink colours and a blue, some really fun pops of colour to add to my more neutral kind of stash colour base at the moment that I've got. Is a lot more neutral, so I just added some pops here, which will be really fun to make some things. I'm thinking of making like a hood for myself. I want to make Ella a jumper, and I've got loads of other projects in my mind as well. Scarves, hats, things like that. They all need to get done before winter comes, and obviously I'm only one person, so I buy the yarn and then I don't make stuff, so I've got to kind of stop buying the yarn and start making some things out of it.
Nice.
Is it cozy?
Yeah.
So it's getting to the end of the day. I'm actually losing the light. Thank you so much for spending the day with us. This is what kind of life is now looking like. We've swapped our adventures for a bit of homemaking, a little bit of kind of, you know, looking after what we have now, being with the kids as much as we can, spending as much time with them as possible, doing little kind of things that now we are making more of a routine for ourselves, having little traditions, having little treats, kind of trying to make the most of the time that we do have together now in completely different ways to what we are used to. I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support that we've had from all of you guys. All of your comments have been fantastic. We have had a few things come up that have kind of mentioned that maybe we should stop vlogging now that, you know, the travel thing didn't work since putting out the Did We Fail as Travel Vlogger videos. And a lot of people seem to think that we're only doing this for money, but I wouldn't pick the camera up for money at all, because honestly it's really not worth it. And we are doing this because we built something huge for us. We put all this work and effort and put in love and so much attention into these videos and have made hundreds of stories now to look back on. I wouldn't ever want to change it. We had a blip, we kind of came away from it for a few weeks. We're back now and we're just working out some kinks and trying to find our footing with our new niche, where we sit in the YouTube world, what we want to create going forward. So these videos are going to kind of be the kind of ugliest out of the bunch, because we're just trying to find our groove with it again, get back into the swing of vlogging, and we're still putting out 2 videos a week, which is a lot of work. So please don't say it's for the money, because that is not correct. We really enjoy doing this, but it is, as I said, it's a challenge trying to go from one extreme to another and work out identity and where we're at and what we want to do from now on and what we feel like we can provide you guys. So thank you so much for those amazing comments. And I just wanted to clear up those few that had made a few comments on the vlogging fail thing video that I put out. But yeah, we're gonna say goodbye now, because otherwise I'll be filming in the dark and that would be silly, because you wouldn't be able to see anything. I've got dinner to make and then we're going to settle in for the evening. So thank you so much for spending the day with us, and we hope you really enjoyed it. As always, leave your comments below, because we always love reading them and we get back to as many as possible. And thank you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.